We have the only naturally fermented ketones on the market. Okay, we know that they raise up in the blood more than anything else. But what do ketones do? Well, there's a number of things to do. Number one, we like to think of ketones as in-depth signaling molecules, okay? So what do I mean by that? They actually trigger a cascade of processes to occur in your body, okay, that help you to be optimized. Ketones appear to help muscle. They actually help trigger muscle to build and repair and recover faster. Ketones are a elite fuel source for your brain. In fact, if everyone here were to take a package of ketones and a serving of sugar, your brain would prefer to use the ketones over the sugar. KetoNAT yields more energy per ketone molecule than glucose does. So that's why when you take it, you feel like you have a bunch of energy, because ketones are the ultimate source of energy, the ultimate fuel source, right? They also are a more efficient source of fuel. One of the things we do in our research laboratory to test that is oxygen. So the more oxygen you need to burn a fuel, the less efficient it is. We actually, when we put people in our lab and we give them KetoNAT, they use less oxygen to use ketones than they do to use carbohydrates. Why is that important? Let's say that you went to elevation. Let's say you went to Colorado, where maybe it's elevation and harder to breathe. You wouldn't need as much oxygen to use ketones, so you wouldn't be as out of breath. So that's an extreme example of like the need for oxygen to use fuel. You really know when you're at elevation, right? So that need is less with ketones. They're more of an efficient fuel. I know obviously the big question is, how does it impact body composition? There's a number of different ways that it impacts body composition. It makes us more satiated, so we're not as hungry. So we tend to not eat as much. It also makes us happier and more energetic, so we want to exercise more. It also helps prevent your muscle from being lost when you're dieting, because most people, when they try and do fat loss diets, they lose muscle and fat. The ketones spare muscle. So that's a general overview of KetoNAT, and I would say why it's so special.